Wonderfully modelled in porcelain. Tell me about it.
Well, I don't know an awful lot about her. I think she's German or
Yeah.
Bulgarian.
Where did she come from?
She came from a church state.
Really? She was just sitting there.
Here in Australia? Yes.
And when was this?
Absolutely.
Last week?
No, it's about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And so you saw her. And what did you think?
I just thought she was lovely.
Yes.
I thought she was beautiful.
And I mean, was she the sort of thing you went there hoping to find?
Well, I kind of lots of different things, but probably pottery and porcelain is what I was interested in, yes.
And what date do you think she is?
Wow. Late 1800s, maybe?
I think a bit later. I think she's a bit exotic for a Victorian piece.
Okay.
I think, funnily enough, we're still stuck in the 1920s.
Okay.
When one looks at a piece like this, I mean, obviously, you're thinking again of the various sort of cultural influences of that period. She's a bit Egyptian. She's a bit of all sorts of things. I mean, the jewellery she's wearing, which you probably can just see in the picture, she's got very exotic earrings, and those sort of details are quite, they fit in with what I was saying earlier about the exoticism and the excitement of things like Egyptian styles in that period. And also her pose, which is, I mean, it's quite like a sort of Egyptian dancer or harem girl. And one can imagine her sort of coming off the couch and dancing to the music and all that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
And again, a number of potteries were making things in this style. You're right, it's probably German. We've got on our bottom a printed mark. It might be Sitzendorf, but it's certainly one of those, it's not Meissen, but it's one of the many lesser factories of that period. And we are talking, judging by the marks and the shape models pressed into it, we are talking certainly 1920s. She was a wonderful discovery.
Yeah, I really love her and she'll be with me forever.
But I think, I mean, do you often get treasure like that in church fairs?
Surprisingly, yes.
Not when we're here.
No. I've been to several garage sales since I've been here, and I needn't have bothered with anything.
You have to be very early, I think.
Well, op shops are better.
I think so,
yes.
for us. But obviously, I mean, we've seen before on these sessions, wonderful treasures do turn up. I did go to one garage sale. It said starts at 6 a.m. So I was there at 5 to 6, and it was still dark. So I had no idea whether there was treasure or not. I gave up and went home.
Have to take your torch.
Yeah, I realise that now. So what we're looking at, as I say, is decorative porcelain of that period. If you look at, for example, what Dalton were doing in the same period, you know, one thinks of Dalton figures, crinoline ladies and all that. They went through a phase in the 1920s of doing things like this. They suddenly went into exotic, they went into girls in swimsuits, they went into really quite provocative pieces. And if you look at those today, you think, Dalton, is that really what they were doing? And they were doing it because it's what the market wanted at that time. French companies did the same. So you get a sense of, we were very much into dance and exoticism in that period. And these manufacturers of decorative pieces had to follow. I mean, ironically, the base is actually quite conventional.
Yes.
And even the sofa has...
I was going to say, it's sort of 18th century
it's sort of Regency
yes.
almost. But she's certainly not Regency.
Oh gosh, no.
I think she's great. And there's a bit of damage, but that doesn't matter. You did incredibly well. Lucky day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you think it would have been would they have made a whole range of things?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you could ever find their catalogue, there'd probably be groups of similar related pieces. Because clearly, it was a market. They could capture at that time.
Would she have had a pair originally?
No.
No.
She'd have been on her own, but there may have... I mean, she's in a very strange position. I mean, what she's doing with her art is as though she's practising her dance moves while lying down, isn't it?
Or reaching out to someone.
No, she's saying mine's a pint. Peel me a grape.
Peel me a grape, that's more like it. Anyway, she's a wonderful piece. You were very lucky.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. And now, obviously, the